The chaos surrounding Jake Paul's decision to step into the ring with Anthony Joshua has become one of the most explosive conversations in boxing. It all began with the way Joshua dismantled Francis Ngannou, a knockout so devastating that fans, analysts, and fighters alike stopped and wondered whether Jake Paul truly understood the kind of world he was walking into. Even now, clips of that fight replay across social media as people question how a YouTuber-turned-boxer plans to survive a punch that dropped a man built like a superhero. When asked about facing Joshua right now, Jake shrugged in a strange mix of confidence and spectacle, saying he wanted to wait until 2026. Critics immediately interpreted that as a thinly veiled attempt to bulk up, gain power, and prepare through any means necessary, with some like Joe Rogan outright predicting he'd need performance enhancers just to land a meaningful punch. Rogan hasn't minced words. From his perspective, this matchup marks the boundary between entertainment boxing and the cold, unforgiving reality of heavyweight combat. He sees Joshua not as a simple challenge, but as a mountain of danger waiting to fall on Paul. To Rogan, Paul's past opponents, retired MMA fighters, undersized boxers, and even a nearly 60-year-old Mike Tyson, did not prepare him for someone of Joshua's caliber. Joshua isn't just a champion. He's a puncher with a resume full of brutal knockouts and monumental fights. Facing him, Rogan argues, isn't a step up. It's a free fall. And for every critic who thinks the fight might be competitive, Rogan pushes back harder. The idea that Joshua failing to knock Jake Paul out early would be embarrassing only fuels his belief that people don't understand the danger at hand. Jake may train hard, he may have power, he may have grit, but Joshua is a natural heavyweight, a man whose entire career was shaped at the highest level of the sport. From Rogan's vantage point, the skill gap, size gap, and experience gap are simply too wide. Dana White, who usually avoids wading into boxing drama, couldn't hide his disbelief when he heard the matchup mentioned. His reaction was immediate and visceral, calling the entire idea a terrible decision. To him, the fight doesn't help Joshua's career and only puts Paul at extreme risk. But he also knows one truth. Fans would swarm to watch it. That's the hook of this matchup. The danger is part of the appeal. Even Tommy Fury, who handed Jake Paul his first official loss, couldn't resist jumping in. Fury mocked Paul for even considering the fight, reminding the world that Jake couldn't beat him even when he had a broken hand. Fury went further, claiming Joshua wouldn't just beat Jake, he'd obliterate him in under a minute. His tone was less analysis and more a combination of mockery and concern wrapped in bravado. It wasn't just Tommy. Carl Froch came forward with similar disdain, calling the matchup embarrassing, a spectacle that belongs more to circus entertainment than competitive boxing. Jake Paul, however, has framed the situation upside down. He insists that boxing should be thanking him for injecting new energy and attention into the sport. In a way, he's right. He is a massive draw. He is a cash machine. He made over $40 million from Netflix alone, turning each fight into a global event. And he knows how to create noise. His team argues that the Joshua fight is strategic, not reckless. According to business partner Nakisa Badarian, several other fighters, including Terence Crawford himself, accepted offers to fight Jake. But Joshua was chosen because he is big, powerful, and slower. Someone Jake could theoretically exploit with timing rather than trying to outrun faster, sharper opponents. It's a risky calculation, but in the Paul camp's mind, it's one that might offer the best chance to shock the world. Still, the skepticism continues to pile up. Amir Khan has warned repeatedly that the danger cannot be ignored. To him, this isn't theatrics. It's a life-threatening mismatch. He says Joshua could knock out Paul in 2 rounds without breaking a sweat. The power difference alone, Khan argues, could put Jake in a hospital. He frames the fight not as an exciting challenge but as something that could destroy Jake's career or cause permanent damage. The voices echoing across the boxing world all share this fear. Analysts point out that Paul has never faced someone with Olympic-level pedigree, championship experience, and heavyweight knockout power. They worry that Jake doesn't fully understand what it means to trade shots with a genuine top-tier heavyweight. Yet despite the criticism, the Paul camp continues to push forward. They argue that boxing has sanctioned mismatches before, that legends like Muhammad Ali participated in publicity-heavy crossover events. They point out that Joshua is not an aging fighter taking a payday. He is a former world champion coming off a loss and looking to rebuild momentum. And they note that Joshua has everything to lose. If he wins, critics say the victory won't matter because he beat a social media star. If he loses even a single early round, people will scream that the fight was fixed. If Jake somehow lands a clean right hand and hurts him, the narrative around Joshua's chin will be torn apart all over again. The promotional machine is pushing every angle. The fight is set for December 19th in Miami, a location chosen specifically to maximize hype and glamour. Experts warn that if Jake gets trapped on the ropes, the consequences could be irreversible. David Haye, a former heavyweight champion, has gone as far as to say that Joshua unloading combinations on Paul could be catastrophic. He paints a picture of a dangerous, brutal scenario where the paramedics might need to be called inside the arena. Meanwhile, voices like Frank Warren acknowledge Jake's journey, admitting he has earned respect by taking risks and improving rapidly. But even Warren, who sees value in Paul's progression, does not downplay the reality. Joshua hits harder than anyone Jake has ever faced. His experience is vast, his timing sharp, and his ability to close distance deadly. The British Boxing Board of Control has already expressed discomfort with the fight. Safety concerns continue to swirl. Critics argue that boxing shouldn't sacrifice fighters' well-being for the sake of headlines. Still, Bidarian counters those claims by emphasizing that Joshua is going in to win, not to play along. This is not a circus act with a predetermined ending. Jake Paul himself has even acknowledged the gap between their careers, joking that while Joshua was winning Olympic gold, he was making Vine videos in high school. Even he cannot deny that they come from different worlds. Yet the fight is happening. Paul insists he will shock the world. He believes in his power, his preparation, and his destiny to rewrite boxing's expectations. Whether that confidence is bravery or hubris remains the heart of the debate. The boxing world is split between fear, excitement, curiosity, and disbelief. Joshua is a giant in the sport. Paul is a disruptor who believes he can defy the odds. The collision between them feels like the kind of moment that can either elevate a career to mythic heights or bring it crashing down in spectacular fashion. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you believe Jake Paul has bitten off more than he can chew? Or is this the moment he proves the world wrong? Does he stand even a slim chance against an elite heavyweight like Anthony Joshua? Let your voice be heard in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the chaos surrounding this matchup, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next big storyline in combat sports.